Alrighty. We're just about ready to get underway. 8:30 in the morning, bright and early from Brighton, Michigan. It's the Michigan State Cup final and a rematch between two teams. And I've already had a little bit of FaceTime between each other. The Michigan Tigers FC in the Plymouth Rain yet again here in 2023. You got to go back to last year at this time to see the last time these two matched up. It was a 1-1 draw between the two, so they've been waiting about 364 days to get another opportunity at each other, and they will get it here today. The 16U final here is underway, a chance to figure out who will move on to the Midwest Regional Championships. Immediately following this one, two talent-packed teams, two 40-minute halves, as it's the Michigan Tigers who begin up their direction. Of course, with how talented these two teams are, wouldn't be surprised in the least if we had a little extra time to go with it here today. Referee crew here today. Alec Brasecker, our main referee, assistant referee Cameron McGraw, also Carlos Alarcon helping out here on this Saturday morning in the Dome, they call it here at Legacy Sports Complex. You got two different buildings. You have this one. You also have the athletic complex across the way. Their first game starting at 9 o'clock. What will be a total of 12 games between the two sides, both today and tomorrow. Of course, one of the benefits of playing in the Dome is you don't have to worry about what's going on outside. This one out of bounds. Possession right back to the Tigers as we're just underway here in half number one. But chilly, under 50 degrees outside. Rain has been coming down consistently, but the game's changed a lot. It's pretty nice facilities. Of course, these two teams very evenly matched. The Michigan Tigers so far this season, defending state cup champs, who this year has pretty much walloped on every team that they've played so far, and they're looking to get a quick start here. This one fed up ahead. Dribbling into the box, good defense. Now getting it back, Tyndall as it's tipped away and out of bounds. It'll stay with the Tigers. That was Ayla Tyndall out ahead, nearly put that one in. Member of the varsity team, high school sophomore. Some consistent pressure. Looks like the pitch a little tilted right now in the favor of the Tigers. Well, Plymouth will work it back the other way. As I was saying, this Tigers team, all in all this season, 33 goals to just one allowed on the other end. Been one thing that's carried them through this season, it's been defense. Here's a boot in towards the box, an opportunity. Out in front, Jay Thompson tried to take that shot, had it knocked away. Now a rebound attempt that's wide. So a breath of relief here from Plymouth as they'll boot this one away. Wearing their black uniforms here today. Michigan Tigers are in their whites with black numbers. Again, a rematch of these two teams going back to last season. When power meets power, typically they tend to even each other out. That was certainly the case last year. And if there's one thing that's more frustrating than anything else when it comes to the sport of soccer, it's the fact that you have the ability to draw sometimes. Not always going to get a winner. That was the case last year, so it's been a long time coming for both of these two squads who've certainly made their mark on the state landscape. Possession back to Plymouth, just underway here in half number one. Again, as we mentioned, just two 40-minute halves between these two teams. This is the 16U division. I'm doing a lot of my prep work for this game. Most of these players, if not all of them, are all in high school, 16-year-olds, with the majority of them making their varsity squad. As that one comes to me. Handball on the broadcaster. They'll toss this one in. Just under 5 minutes into this one. A good turnout for this one today. Off to my right, off to my left, all the family members in attendance to watch this one. Of course, the Michigan Tigers nearby, they're from Ann Arbor. So short drive here to Brighton. They've outscored the teams they've played so far this year, again, 33-1. Of course, coaching this Tigers team, Barry Scott, Angela Mitzel. Now here they go again. Charging up ahead, a move, a shot with the right foot, and it's just wide. Jade Thompson again. That time just misses goal number one. Another breath of fresh air here for Plymouth. They've had a few close calls already in this first half. So they'll get ready to boot this one away. Still some pressure here from the Tigers. This one goes spiraling out of bounds. But again, defending state cup champs are the Tigers. 33 goals to just one allowed in what so far has been 5 state cup games for the team dressed in white. This one lobbed into the box. Thompson again. Chips it in front for a potential opportunity. A shot and a goal! Kate Alumcal puts the first one on the board here in half number one. Essentially just tipped it to herself. Right over the defender, got it back, put it in the back of the net. And after last year when they scored just one goal, already won. And we're not even 10 minutes into half number one. Plymouth, who's yet to get a good shot off on goal, will try to work their way back down the pitch here. That one knocked out of the way and out of bounds. Ayla Tyndall has been all over the soccer ball here to begin the first half. But for this Plymouth team, of course, a lot of varsity experience on both sides, as here's a chance up ahead. This time it's Krushenko. To her right, with the right leg, and it's knocked down in front. Blocked, accompanied by a raucous applause. Maya Bietoff there defensively for the Tigers. These two teams wasting no time. You thought there might be a feeling out process to begin this game. Has not been the case. There's another shot. That one's sent high and wide. Cameron Hune that time on the shot. Goaltender Molly Burke will boot it away here for Michigan. It's one of the things that Plymouth boasts. It's a deep roster, a lot of different players that can make good runs at the goal. Got the opportunity to talk to the head coaches for them. Mickey Garisolo, Orte Sampson, as well as Zachary Wilkes. And one of the things that they praised about this team was the depth. They have several different offensive options they can go to when they need them. Of course, the State Cup semifinal game for this Plymouth team. You're able to beat the Legends OA E64 to advance to this game. And that was a rematch of a game they lost last year. So already Plymouth downing the teams that were able to get to them last season to get to this point. Now just have to complete the job. So tipped out of bounds. Stay with Michigan FC. It already appears that Cameron Hune is going to be all sorts of trouble for this Plymouth team today. Hune, one of the girls that takes their set pieces. This one lobbed in front. I'll chip back out atop the box. Michigan FC will set something up. Has that one stolen away. Now a charge back the other direction here, Stanley. Crosses it in front. Received well, but immediately taken away. They're cutting in front, at least Briggs. Now the Tigers will try to transition the other direction. Of course, one of the better facilities in the state here in Brighton, Michigan. This one booted out of bounds. Good step in front that time. Alexandria Messina on the defense that time by Plymouth. Back towards midfield. No score, just underway here in the first half. Or sorry, 1-0 here in the first half. I got people sitting off to my right and my left. It was actually the photographer in front of me that corrected on that. It's still early in the morning. Here's a steal and a pass. Booted away defensively. Good stand there by Plymouth. They've had a couple of great plays in front of the net. Just have to take the pressure off their goaltender a little bit. Here's a potential 2-on-2. Chipped in front. A shot taken, and a great save. Molly Burke, full extension to stop that one. Probably would have gone off the crossbar, but no guarantees in this game as she boots it back out towards center field. That'll be a free kick here for the Tigers towards midfield. It was a long journey. I came from Grand Rapids this morning, so it was a 5 a.m. departure from home. Of course, worth the drive, and of course, when you talk about playing at a facility like this, certainly can't complain. They call this place the Dome, and now I see why. Tigers attempting to cross this one. Plymouth spending a lot of time in their own zone. Chip back out towards midfield. One of the things that this Michigan Tigers team does, and it's something that set them up well for success this year, is their ability to pass the ball. Here's a shot. That one just sent wide. Ayla Tyndall rocketing off that one. He's gotten a few shots off so far in this game, both of them missing wide to the right. First from the left from our vantage point. Of course, these two teams, it wasn't just last season that they've played. They've actually had a lot of face time against each other over the years. Here's a chance in front. Chipped up, now kicked away. Jade Thompson, who got the first goal of the game here for Michigan, inside of 10 minutes. Towards the center of the field. Plymouth, this Michigan Tigers team, played in the State Cup. It was actually 2 seasons ago that they met a couple steps earlier. It was in the quarterfinal in that game. Also faced them in NLC League games. Head coach for Plymouth Rain, Mickey Garisolo, talking about the depth of this team. It seems like consistently they're able to put together a pretty solid squad. One of those teams that you know it's going to be a battle, you know it's going to be a fight, and certainly the Tigers proving why already early in this one. Talked about the 33-1 goals for and goals allowed ratio. Go ahead and make that a 34-1 as this one's chipped in front and nearly headed in. Guess who? Ayla Tyndall nearly put that one through. Right back to her. Now wide for a shot. Just wide of the net, off to the right, not out of bounds. Kennedy Wassoff, the goalie for Michigan Tigers. Chance for a cross here. Far and wide of the net. That one will go out of bounds, and it's a goal kick. Kennedy Wassoff, the one to boot it away here for Michigan Tigers. Of course, for Plymouth, 4-0-1 currently in State Cup results. So 1 draw, 4 wins though for this team. 10 goals for, just a couple of goals conceded in this tournament, but offensively speaking, not as high-powered as the team they're going up against today. Kicked around in the box, now cleared out. Good offensive opportunity here deep in Plymouth territory for Michigan FC. Plymouth, a member of the National League Midwest Conference. Finished in 4th place, 2-3-0, 11 goals for, 8 goals against. So they've had a lot of close ones. This one chipped in front, good defense. As this will roll out of bounds and stay with the Tigers. Defensively that time for Plymouth. Riley Skamira now in front. Tyndall chips it up. It's kind of a mess. Plymouth just trying to get it out of there. A lot of time to set something up here. Chipped up in front, knocked down, but it's a rebound opportunity and a goal. You knew it was going to happen eventually. Elia Tyndall netting that one. Off the assist by Nada Dernica, and it's 2-0 Tigers here in the first half. So a slow start for Plymouth. Plymouth Rain here. Tigers off to a roaring start. They'll work their way down the field. Of course, the Tigers, we talked about, perfect 5-0-0. 35 goals for, 1 goal against. Of course, this coming after a 3-0 shutout win in the quarterfinal and then a 4-0 shutout win over Portage SC in the semifinal to get them to this point. Here's a boot from well outside the box that goes wide. Plymouth will boot it away here. The current cup results 5-0-0. Member of the National League Elite 64. Finished in 1st place, 6-0-0, 27 goals, 2 goals against in league play. So overall on the season, I think the stat we were talking about, the State Cup results in terms of goals and goals against, that's impressive, but when you factor in both league and cup play, it gets even more impressive. And I'm going to do some quick math here. This one collected by Plymouth, they'll boot it away. So 62 goals all against here in 2023. 3 allowed by Michigan Tigers FC. Kennedy Wassoff with an outstanding save a little bit earlier, but for the most part, a lot of the pressure has been taken off her shoulders this season. One wide of the box to the right side, some physical play and minor infraction there. We'll give the ball back to Plymouth. What's coming up at halftime? We'll take a look back at our scoring summary and the way things broke down for game number 1. 2 more games to go today here at the Dome. Again, 3 of them total across the way at the Fieldhouse. Now a real chance. Charging up ahead, Wassoff well out of her goal crease to get that one. Smart, looked like a one-on-one potential opportunity for Plymouth. And already did get one pretty quality shot off, but it's been tough to break through the front line of this Tigers team so far. Here's a chance for a cross, and it's kicked out. It will stay with Plymouth. Of course, taking a look back at last season for this Michigan Tigers FC team. The 2022 Fall State Cup results. Elite Division champions went 6-0. Defeated Legends FC in the final. That was the closest of all the games that they played. A 1-0 win in that one. And it's kind of a combination of both for this team. Really good offense, a lot of scores. Obviously, we've already seen 2 goals here in this first half, but defensively, it's been looking off to my left more than not here in the first half. Of course, a lot of these players, they see themselves throughout the course of their playing career, not just in this setting, but also in the high school setting as well. One of the schools that I broadcast for back home, Caledonia High School, their women's soccer team did pretty well last year, but we had a couple of club soccer players on our team, and you can tell that they've had just that many more reps at times. Knocked around, nearly cleared out, received well, and it sneaks through. Defense meets offense. This time it's Borton Tatum with an assist to herself in the 3rd goal here in the first half. It's 3-0. So 3-0 the tally already here in half number 1 for the Tigers. Borton Tatum, rather Tatum Borton, Ayla Tyndall, and Kate Alumkel, all with goals. Here in half number 1. It was something that we covered a little bit too during the pregame show. This team brings a host of different players that can score. You don't score over 30 goals in 5 or 6 games if you just have 1 or 2 predominant scorers. And something the head coach Barry Scott, Angela Mitzel, both of them talked about was the depth of this team. And of course, when you prepare for games like this, and one of the things you want to know is who are your key players. And they said, well, that's hard to answer because there's more than one. Wassoff an easy scoop, her 2nd save of the game so far. She'll rugby punt this one away. But makes it so much easier as a coach when you know you have that level of depth, and that has been the case for the Tigers this season. Booted up ahead. Skamira nearly had a chance, but it's booted away. Riley Skamira had the chance earlier. It's a great save by Wassoff. Chipped ahead, just a little bit behind. We're broadcasting from right under our main high home midfield cam here. A little bit closer to the game than what I'm used to for a lot of the soccer matches that I broadcast. So all that to say, I might get a few chances here. Of course, the only level of soccer that I ever played was Little Tykes, I guess. That one booted down the field. Of course, the way that this stadium is designed, all the fans kind of right up on the field. Really good turnout all in all for both of these two squads. This one near side. You're good. So the ball will go back to the Michigan Tigers. Of course, Plymouth, a tall mountain to climb, but trying to redeem themselves after falling just short last year. They got to the Elite Division semifinals, lost to the Legends FC, same team that this Tigers team beat to win the state cup. Lost to them 1-0. And then redeemed themselves in this year's game 1-0, so it was the same result as last year. Physical play there on the defensive side by the Tigers. A little too physical. Not a Dernica, who already has an assist in this game. Ref will give her a talking to. Haven't seen a card yet. Dernica kind of holding on to that left leg a little bit. It's a physical play on the ball, just got too much of the leg. Gingerly walking a little bit, and they will make a substitution. So 3-0 game here in half number one. Tigers out in front. She will check out. So already after an assist here in half number one, Tigers will go to their bench. She's accompanied by a round of applause as she walks off the field. Well, wanted to give a shout out, Sports Video USA doing the broadcast production here today. Our friend Conrado Portnoy getting all this set up. These guys do an awesome job. Host a lot of different broadcasts for soccer tournaments, as well as field hockey tournaments across the state of Michigan. www.sportsvideousa.com. Again, that's sportsvideousa.com. Of course, with you all day today. 2 more games after the conclusion of this one. So, I don't have a home cam I can show anybody, but in my hands I have VapoCool Severe throat lozenges. And I'm going to need those. And don't get me wrong, I've talked for 3+ hours before, but that's baseball. A lot more going on here than in a baseball game oftentimes. Physical play defensively. Tigers will try to run the other way, but a good stand here by Plymouth at midfield. Kicked out of bounds, it'll stay with the team in white. But got in contact with me back in August, did Conrado, got me all set up. Of course, great job getting prepared for this. You know, typically it's on the broadcaster himself to get a lot of the information he needs. And these guys did a great job. A lot of good stuff on both of these two teams, and obviously the list of players that they have with still pretty much 2 more years left to go in high school. Plymouth trying to get a goal back. They might have a chance with the right over the top of the goal. Time it was Lauren Fowler who nearly netted Plymouth's first goal of the game. Instead, it's just high. It'll stay a 3-0 game, but at the very least, a little bit of pressure here for this team. Of course, when you look at this tournament, just looking across the way, roster size might be something that we talk about when we get to the second half. Michigan Tigers, a few more players on their sidelines. Looks like they got about 5 or 6 healthy scratches if they need them. On the other end for Plymouth, just 1 extra healthy player on the bench. So I imagine legs, healthy legs that is, but a big reason why this Tigers team has been able to make the run that they have. Of course, wear and tear, something that tends to happen, especially when you have a stretch of games the way that these two teams had. I do have to say I love the turf in this dome, though. This one chipped wide. Now back in front. Tigers just probing here. Kind of at that point in the game, up 3-0. Don't have to force anything necessarily. Be slow and methodical with your offensive approach. Try not to make any mistakes. Right side. Kendall. Now across, into the box. A header, now headed back the other direction. A turnaround shot that's wide. Time it was Quincy Beam on the offensive opportunity. Tried to go with the left, sprayed it just a little bit wide. Back to the right. Pass to the top of the box. Continuing to pass it around are the Tigers. Received in front. Just constant pressure from this team. Plymouth might be well served. Try and see if they can get some deep lobs into the offensive territory of the Tigers and try and put some pressure on. 2 quality shots so far in this game for Plymouth. They've had more than that, but 2 of them on goal, that is. Pop fly in the middle of the field. Across the halfway mark, chipped up ahead. Beam again, this time she can't get to it as it's kicked out of bounds, and it'll be a corner kick here for the Tigers. Rather a goal kick. Looks like it might have hit Beam before it went out of bounds, so Plymouth will boot it away. A chance for a couple of substitutions. Aubrey Cashano checking out here for Plymouth. A couple of different players being taken off. Sophia Rose Schaefer. 2 substitutions on the other end for Plymouth. As we continue here. Also wanted to thank the Michigan State Youth Soccer Association putting this one on. Of course, for more information on them, go to www.michiganyouthsoccer.org. To those of you joining us, 3-0 game already in the first half for this Plymouth team. But it's the U16 game here for game number 1, U15 in game 2. And the U14 game coming up at 2:30. First, we want to make sure we notice our official sponsors for this game. Under Armour, the official apparel sponsor of Michigan State Youth Soccer Association. Amazon Smile, Sports Forms, Wilson Trophy Company, the official award supplier of the MSYSA. Thing that both of these two teams are competing for, as well as Quick Goal, the official training supplier of both of these two teams. And obviously we know training has certainly evolved over the years. It wasn't that long ago that just lifting weights in general wasn't seen as a healthy thing to do for high schoolers. Now, a lot of these players train like the pros. Cross into the box and a save there. That'll keep Plymouth safe for the meantime. But the U.S. Soccer National Championship Series provides, it's actually more than 10,000 teams, U.S. Soccer's 55 state associations, the opportunity to showcase their abilities. Tigers want to showcase another goal. That one chipped away. And all the way down the field and out of bounds. Right back to the team in white. Of course, some of the best talent in the country. Teamwork, discipline, fair play, all those things that they keep near and dear. It's actually a year-long competition, begins with over 185,000 players in the U.S. Youth Soccer State Championships. I think more than that, I think this tournament provides an opportunity for collegiate coaches as well. I got more than a few looks when I walked in here with my vest and my khakis and nice shoes. I think people thought I was maybe a college coach. Not quite. There's a shot on goal, Wassoff, an easy scoop. A chance to put the leg into this one as we continue to roll along here in the first half. Provides the nation's top collegiate coaches with a premier stage to identify and scout some of the most coveted players in the country. Of course, we got some major Division I programs, Division II programs here in the state of Michigan. Even the NAI, for that matter. Fraction against Michigan. Plymouth will boot the ball away here far down the right side. Looking for an opportunity to cross as this one dribbles out of bounds. And back to the white team. But of course, we got the University of Michigan, not far from where we are. In Ann Arbor, Michigan. Of course, this Tigers team from Ann Arbor. It's got Michigan State over in Lansing. And obviously, the list only grows beyond that point. Davenport, Grand Valley, Wayne State. With the NAI level, Aquinas College, who just got off of what was a national title for them just a few short seasons ago. Spent plenty of years actually broadcasting at that level, and they've always been competitive. It's one team that Cornerstone University, where I went, never really loved playing against them. Never really beat them either, unfortunately. Out of bounds. Of course, coaches from all over the country be keeping a close eye on these games. Of course, this game being played to decide exactly who will get the opportunity to go on and play at the Midwest Regional Championship Finals. And then whoever wins that tournament will then get the chance to move on to what would be the national stage. National championships being held in Orlando, Florida. That one coming up on July 2024. So still a pretty long road to get to that point, but of course it all starts with winning here and moving on. As neither of these two teams have a national championship, but this Tigers team just continues to look more and more impressive. Oftentimes all it takes is just one to get going back in the right direction though. 3-0 here in the first half, Tigers on top. You might be able to hear the head coach just across the way for the Michigan Tigers, Barry Scott, getting into his players here a little bit. One thing about being in a dome setting, you can hear a lot more from that angle. Of course, it helps me out with some of my content. This one soared out of bounds well beyond the goal. Goalie will boot it away. Of course, the Michigan State Youth Soccer Association, nonprofit organization, represents over 90,000 youth soccer players, and from multiple different studies, one of those sports that just continues to evolve and grow in the United States, and we've seen it on multiple levels. Obviously, disappointing the U.S. soccer team the way they finished this year. Not able to medal. That was coming off of what was a dominant stretch for that team, but it's still very competitive on the national level. Of course, the U.S. men's soccer team continues to improve too. Able to get to the elimination stages in last year's FIFA World Cup. Ended up drawing with England, but that's not important today. We're not talking about the guys. Just being scooted up ahead. Easy save here for Plymouth. Total number of teams that are actually registered in the State Cup, 220. Champions advance to compete, Overland Park, Texas, June 21st through the 26th in 2024. Of course, that's the country's second region, Region 2. Over 90,000 players in Region 2, 10,000 coaches, 6,000 referees throughout the state of Michigan as the final seconds wear away here in half number 1. 3-0 our score. Michigan Tigers leads. We head to halftime. We'll be right back. Take a look at our scoring summary. And welcome back in. Michigan State Cup U16 final. Michigan Tigers, Plymouth Rain here on this early Saturday. A 3-0 lead as we head into half number 2. So a tall mountain to climb for the Plymouth Rain as they look to get back into this one. And they've been sharing the load on offense, have the Tigers. Tatum, Boredom, Ayla Tyndall, Kate Alumcal, all three of them with a goal. One assist. Dernika Nada that is, with the assist for the Tigers in that first half. As we're just underway here in half number 2. And a tall mountain to climb here for Plymouth. So look to get back into this game. Whistled infraction. Ball will stay here with Plymouth. Immediately some early work in the offensive end for this team. Free kick here for the Rain. Lauren Fowler takes it deep into the box. Wassoff there to save it. And she will kick it away, now going the other direction. It's been a pretty light game so far for Wassoff in goal for the Tigers. Had to make a few quality saves back in half number 1. But for the most part, a lot of the pressure has been taken off of her shoulders. Of course, can't relax at all for this Tigers team, but for the most part offensively put themselves in a really good situation. Again, have only allowed 1 goal so far in State Cup play. Plymouth had a few quality opportunities in the first half, just weren't able to capitalize. So one lobbed out towards midfield. Of course, immediately after the conclusion of this one, 11:30, it'll be the 15U game. Coming up at 2:30, the 14U final. Charging up ahead, a mass of bodies in front. Luckily, the ball goes back to Plymouth. It was their goaltender that was able to jump on top of that one, Elise Briggs, or rather, Sadie Walsh. Nope, check that, Elise Briggs. So Briggs with the save as she sets it up to kick it away. But just underway here in half number 2. Again, a 3-0 lead. Tigers off to a roaring start, and as we talked about earlier, the depth of this offense, again, sharing the workload on the offensive end. 3 different players, 3 different goals. So a team hat trick to this point, but Plymouth just needs something to go their way to give themselves a little bit of momentum back. Chipped up and out of play, and it'll be a corner kick here for Plymouth, their first such kick of the game. So a chance to potentially put one in here. Pass short. Immediately intercepted there. Interesting decision not to try and cross anything deep into the box. Create maybe a 50-50 opportunity. So now it's an odd man charge the other direction and a clear out here for Plymouth to stop the momentum going the other direction. It's Kylie Dean there defensively for Plymouth. This one's sent way high and wide. And a free kick coming up here for the goaltender in Elise Briggs. Well, we want to make sure that we give a shout out to our sponsors for this game. Again, Dick's Sporting Goods, official sporting goods retailer, tournament sponsor of MSYSA. Under Armour, Amazon Smile. Make sure you shop Amazon Smile. Support MSYSA. Quick Goals, Sports Forums. Take your club and league paperless with sports forms, also Wilson Trophy Company. Both of these two teams looking to hoist that exact trophy at the end of this one. Wassoff has to step out of her goal crease to clear that one. Still a chance to set something up offensively, though, for Plymouth. That was Lauren Fowler just dribbling it around. Now deep into the box. Batted up. Chance for a left shot, and that one gets through. Off the left foot. Miley Skamira unassisted. And the Plymouth Rain finally break through on the scoreboard. Now 3-1 in half number 2. Impressive deep passing that time by Plymouth. Skamira got it back, went to her off foot, and was able to feed it past Wassoff, and now it's 3-1. And good time for that goal, too, with it being early here in the second half. Now if you get one more, if you're Plymouth, you're right back in it. It's just a one-goal game. Huge goal that time for Skamira. And now maybe another chance. Out in the open. Back to her right. Takes the shot, and it's a good save. Leaping up high to bat that one away. Wassoff with the right hand, and it keeps it a 3-1 lead. So corner kick coming up. Another corner opportunity. Already 2 within the first 5 minutes here in half number 2. The Rain figuring something out. Miscommunication on that corner. Tipped around far side, out of bounds, right back to Plymouth. And just generally speaking so far in this game, the left side of the field has kind of been tilted that direction. Certainly was in half number 1. Now, same case here in half number 2, only this time it's Plymouth applying the pressure. Trying to chip the ball up ahead. Michigan Tigers will slowly work their way that direction. Physical defense towards us, and it's whistled down. Miley Skamira, who had the goal a little bit earlier. A little too physical playing the ball that time. It'll be number 17 in River Pham to take the free kick here for the Michigan Tigers. A big thank you for joining us here for the Michigan State Cup Final, wherever you're joining us from. This one's rolled up ahead. Chance for a free run. Skamira can't get to it. Kicked out of bounds. Tigers will set up their defense. I was warned before calling these games as here's another chance. Back to her right. Chipped in front. Shot taken and maybe deflected off the side of the foot. There of Maya Pickerel. Ends up corkscrewing out of bounds. It stays with Plymouth. Chip back towards center field. Battle for it, out of bounds, and now it's with the Tigers. The ball will be with the Tigers here. I was warned before coming and calling these games. A lot of people talked about how a lot of these games will go into extra time. Didn't seem like this one was destined for that earlier. But Plymouth now just a couple of goals shy of making it a game once again. Gets booted away back towards center field. Just underway here in half number 2. It is going to be a full day of soccer throughout. charge forward. Physical play just outside of the box. No whistle. They're going to let him play. Standing up defensively. That was Maya Pickerel again on the play. Looked physical. Believe she got the ball first. Get to hear a whole ton of volume from the fans over our direction, but I imagine if another one goes in for Plymouth, that might change. Tigers starting to pour it on a little bit here, though. Locked in front. Now a charge the other way. Far side. Skamira probing and has it kicked away. Outstanding defense that time. It was River Pham one-on-one to poke it away. This one's out of bounds in front of us. Plymouth gets the ball back. Ball will stay with Plymouth here. As we talked about in half number one, winner of this one moves on to the regional. Winner of that game moves on to the national championships. And batted around in front of us. Again, a referee crew for this one. Alex Resecker, Cameron McGraw, Carlos Alarcon, 1, 2, and 3 for this one. And for the most part, they've been letting these two play. Not a whole ton of whistles anywhere. Tie up in front of the net. That time it's the goaltender and Elise Briggs that's able to jump on top of it as she punts it away back towards midfield. Maybe an awkward deflection that time off the head. Kate Alumcal, who has one of the goals in this game. Holding her head, a little shaken up after that one. They'll give her a few seconds here to walk this one off. She'll trot towards the sidelines. Coach trying to figure out what's going on. Barry Scott and the head coach for this Tigers team, Angela Mitzel. Of course, had the opportunity to talk to Coach, and I believe that's a Scottish accent that he has going on. I don't know. He's the loudest man in the building, though, which is, generally speaking, it's me. I think Barry's had a little bit more experience yelling at his players once or twice, and strict. But obviously this team disciplined in their approach, and you can certainly tell. Great job by Plymouth delivering just the 4th goal against this Michigan Tigers team this season. Only their 2nd goal against so far in State Cup play. So yes, they need 2 more to tie, but it's a tall task. Out of bounds, Plymouth gets it back. Of course, Plymouth draped in their black uniforms here today. Black and gold, but does kind of resemble Plymouth High School, if you will. They are black and silver, also work white into their mix. Here's a kick, far side, over the goal. Despite a strong leg being put into it, that time on the shot, Nada Dernica, who already has 1 goal in this game, sent that one just a little bit high and wide. Sadie Walsh was there right alongside her. Strong boot out towards midfield as now you can hear the rain start to pound on the dome above us. Intercepted in front. Plymouth has numbers. Shot lofted up, lofted wide. It nearly looked like Miley Skamira was going to have a chance at another runaway goal, but couldn't quite get her foot on it. Bossoff has it. Try to put a punt into this one, rugby style out towards midfield. A lot of the goals so far in this game have been unassisted. Physical play there towards midfield. It'll stay here with Plymouth. Of course, 2 of the 3 goals for Michigan, the Tigers, in that first half were unassisted. The only goal so far for Plymouth in this one, also unassisted. You can really hear the rain start to pound the dome here. Everybody in attendance thinking, your lucky stars, we don't have to be outside for this game. Physical play there from Plymouth, free kick going back the other way here for Michigan. But looking a lot different than when these two teams met again last season. Same game, same tournament, pretty much the same spot. Both played to a 1-1 tie. It's the max amount of goals that the Tigers have allowed in a single game at all so far this season. Almost overscoring, or rather scoring, over 60 goals of their own. Cross ahead. Long shot. And it's in the goal! Are you kidding? Aubrey Cristiano with a bomb. Or rather, Jade Thompson. 4-0 Tigers. Man, from our angle over here, that one didn't even look like it was within goal range. I want to use an analogy from another sport, maybe basketball. That's a half-court shot in the middle of a game. Fed it right into the top right corner of the goal, and now it's 4-0 Tigers in front. Just continuing to pad that lead a little bit. This one kicked out of bounds. Tigers will get the ball back. But went with her left, fed it right into the top right corner of the goal, and a heartbreaker against this Plymouth team who was looking to slowly kind of chip away and get back into this one. So go ahead and make it 4 different players now that have scored for this Tigers team. What a blessing that is for the head coach and Barry Scott to have so many different players he can go to. Physical play there. Ends up landing the Plymouth the ball back. But to have so many different offensive weapons you can go to for Coach Barry Scott, it's probably the best problem you can deal with. Tatum Bordon, Ayla Tyndall, Kate Alumcal, and Jade Thompson, all with individual goals so far in this game. 4-1 lead for the Tigers. Welcome into everybody viewing. It's a U16 State Cup final in the state of Michigan between the Plymouth Rain and the Michigan Tigers. Free toss far side. Another long shot towards goal that's headed in front and up and out of play. Draws some oohs and ahs from the fans off to my right. Kaylee Mitzel in front, leaping to try and head that one in. Elise Briggs rolls it out to one of her teammates, who will now boot it away. Looks like that's Miley Scamira, the only goal scorer for Plymouth in this one. towards the halfway point. U16. Michigan State Cup final, U16 soccer. Impressive charge here. Maya Biedov, who's getting a lot of face time. Wassoff well out of her goal to kick that one away. Of course, that strategy worked to begin the second half here for Plymouth. Did a pretty good job lobbing a couple of long balls into the box, gave themselves those good opportunities, but when they go to the small game, they just can't hold up against the speed of this Michigan Tigers team, and it just seems like there's a very clear advantage in terms of the speed between these two. Great slide tackle, far side. Now this one lobbed in front. Knocked down that time by the goaltender. And Elise Briggs, she'll punt it away. Briggs, a sophomore, member of her varsity team. She's been under fire all game today. He's done a good job. Coach was very complimentary of her. Has a good soccer sense, high IQ, high motor. Just one of those games where your defense can only hold up so long against a speed like this. Of course, the game's not over. Still a lot of game left to be played, but wouldn't be ridiculous to think that if this Michigan Tigers team moves on, they'll make a lot of noise. Here's the ball. Handball on me again. My second handball of the game. I didn't play soccer growing up. Maybe 1 year. Tripped up in front. Maya Biedov again with a free kick. Rooted well up ahead. Now you're starting to see exactly the thing that we talked about a little bit during the first half of this game. The legs starting to look more and more tired for this Plymouth team. As we trudge along here in half number 2, just about halfway into half number 2. But talking earlier about opportunity for a lot of national collegiate coaches to come out and see some of the best talent they have here in the state in the sport of soccer. For all of you watching this game, plenty of talent on both sides. Briggs gets it, she'll punt it through. To play. We'll have a couple of substitutions. Aubrey Cashano checking out for Plymouth Rain. River Pham checking out on the other end for the Michigan Tigers. Physical play over towards us. Plymouth gets the ball back. We talked about just how smooth this game has been. Not a lot of whistles in this one. Cameron Hune. Right back to her with the header. Chipped ahead and immediately picked off there. That was number 14, Elise Kearse. Been standing tall defensively most of the day for this Michigan Tiger squad. And of course, for this Plymouth team, after a 4th place finish in league play, I think just putting up multiple goals would be an accomplishment. That one, another bomb from well outside the box, received just wide of the net. And Briggs will punt it away, but again, a 4th place finish in league play for Plymouth. A lot of close games. 10 goals for, 8 goals against. So just having the opportunity to put up multiple goals against this Tigers team, it's about growth opportunities and finding the bright side of every equation. It's a charge left side. Now back out wide, but the pass too strong. Miley Scamira was looking for Cameron Hune along the left side, but wide of her foot. Rolls out of the way, out of bounds, and Hassoff will boot it away. And I'm hoping that you can hear everything Barry Scott say. It's good information. Our side trickles out of bounds. It'll stay with Michigan. The Michigan Tigers. Far side. Well, I wanted to take one more opportunity to thank the guys that are putting this broadcast on here today. Did an outstanding job, really in all respects. Video looks good. Audio sounds good. They also did a good job preparing all the information I would need for this one. Here's a long cross into the box, shot taken, and it just dribbles wide of the right post. Goal kick coming up, oohs and ahs off to our right. Beautiful cross and nearly able to finish it off. That time was Lia Tyndall. Instead, Plymouth will put a leg into it here, up 4-1. Michigan Tigers up 4-1 here in the second half. Few substitutions on the far end. But Sports Video USA putting on our broadcast today. Conrado Portnoy, who's actually across the way at the other facility. These guys doing an outstanding job. Again, with the technical aspect, but also getting prepared and getting good information out of all these teams. A lot of future collegiate soccer players competing in this one today. Kicked out of bounds, far side. But for more information, go to www.sportsvideousa.com. Again, that's sportsvideousa.com. Plymouth ball. It looks like a whole line change coming on here for Plymouth. Couple of different players. Number 14 checking in, Maya Edwards. Haven't gotten the chance to call her name a whole ton here today. The one thing that we certainly are seeing here today, and this is something we're going to see a lot of both today and tomorrow. Mentioned it earlier during the first half, the growth of soccer in the United States. And again, multiple different studies out there showing that it is the fastest growing sport in the U.S. Over 200,000 representatives in the state cup finals. Obviously, this is just the Michigan State Cup, but sport that continues to grow at multiple levels. But I remember talking to one TJ Afacharochi, who is the head coach of Caledonia High School over on the west side of the state of Michigan, won a national championship with Davenport, Division II program out in suburban GR. And of course, the one area that he mentioned he's seen the biggest amount of growth in the sport of soccer hasn't necessarily been at the higher levels, but it's been at these levels. The youth levels, U16 and lower. Just a growing number of participation. This one chipped around. Plymouth gets the ball back. Of course, it is Saturday. So a lot going on today. Michigan Tigers again from Ann Arbor. See a lot of maize and blue off to my right, which I appreciate. They got their fall soccer schedule over at Michigan going on. One of the things that I actually got to check out my last trip to Ann Arbor, actually just last weekend, went to go watch a little hockey, but got the chance to stop by their field house. And I don't know where they get all that money. I really don't. Place is massive. Of course, they use it for all sorts of different things, you know, field hockey practice, soccer practice, everything else along the lines, but one of the best soccer facilities, indoor soccer facilities that the state of Michigan has. I would guess the best. Michigan State has a pretty good one too. My guess is Michigan, Michigan State, Western, Central, Eastern, they'll all be paying attention to these state cup games here this weekend. Of course, a lot of the players that we see on the pitch here today, still 2 more years left of high school, so still a lot of growth. And obviously mentally, but physically as well. Here's Tyndall, who has it poked away. Michigan always been fairly competitive in soccer. Here's a chip in front. Chance for a shot, and catching up to it and putting it in the back of the goal. Guess who? Ayla Tyndall, her second goal of the game. Collided with Maya Edwards as well as the goaltender and Elise Briggs, but was able to sneak around them, get back in front of it, put it in the back of the net. Now the Tigers just kind of running away with it here in half number 2. It's now 5-1. Ayla Tyndall, the leading goal scorer now for this Tigers team, 2 of them on the game today. 4 total have scored for this Tigers team. 2 for her, Tatum Borton, Kate Alumcal, Jade Thompson have all hit the net. Smiley Skamira on the other end, the lone goal for Plymouth. Ossoff's been playing out of her crease a lot here today. Does that again to boot it away. Of course, the one thing that oftentimes deciphers whether or not a team has success or doesn't have success is ball movement. If there's one area Plymouth, or rather Michigan Tigers, have exceeded in today, it's moving the ball consistently and moving it with regularity. Continue to apply pressure here. Tyndall A fake. A nice fake. Crosses it in front. Cleared away momentarily. Dernica, who already has a deep goal, takes this shot, knuckles it wide. Briggs an easy save there. Barry Scott continuing to get on his players despite having the 5-1 lead. That's just a mark of a fiery coach and obviously someone that you appreciate playing for. Certainly the coaches that I appreciated playing the most for once upon a time were always the ones that really didn't matter how much you were up or how much you were down. They coach with the same level of intensity no matter what. Plymouth just trying to net a few goals for the confidence here. Fake. Back to the right, now chipped away. Lauren Fowler has been in front of the net a few times, just hasn't had the chance or really any open territory to put anything on goal. Shot taken. Probably the easiest save of the day so far for Briggs as she pulls it in to kick it away. Immediately after this one goes final, we'll take a look again, our final scoring breakdown of this one. Get you ready for the U15 game coming up. Again, that one at 11:30. All out in the open territory. Nice challenge that time. Sliding in, Lauren Fowler with the chance. Chipped up ahead, intercepted there. Of course, she hasn't been scoring necessarily, but you can't underestimate the importance, the role that Lauren Stanley's been playing in this game. Passing the ball with regularity, doing it well. Plymouth will try and get something. Lauren Fowler to her left. Now back to her right. Shakes off a couple of defenders, but has it poked away. And he gives up on that one. Now this one's chipped out of bounds by Plymouth. Tigers will get it back, and a couple of different substitutions coming on to the field. Pitch, rather, here for the Michigan Tigers. It's midfield. Cross in the box. Briggs there. Of course, the Tigers, just their ability to crash the net so far in this game, it's been something that is very impressive. For the most part, just kind of forcing Elise Briggs to try and come out of her crease, play those balls aggressively. It's allowed to a couple of second chance opportunities. Tigers have been able to pounce on. Maya Edwards trying to direct traffic, find someone to cross to. Fake now to her right foot. This one chipped back out in front. Hune dribbles it in front. Wassoff with a grounder right to her. She scoops it up. Viewing on a couple of different platforms here today. If you're watching us on YouTube, welcome. We're also on TikTok Live. So the 5 people that are watching on that medium, hello. 5-1 lead for the Michigan Tigers. Tyndall, who already has 2, tries for a third, nearly gets it. Instead, it's Elise Briggs to knock it down. Of course, when you have the depth that this Tigers team has, I think one of the main struggles in this game so far is for Plymouth just figuring out who to shut down, because you turn off one option, all the others come along with it. Good numbers in front of the net. Said the Tigers will clear it out and try and set something up. Maybe put in one more insurance tally, although definitely don't need it at this juncture. Tyndall pulls a move. Keeps it herself. Chips it in front. And a good save by Briggs. Maybe one extra touch that time. Kennedy Wassoff on the attack. Seems like they have 2 number 4s. Try to figure that out. It's a juke in front. Shot taken. Top right corner and in. Sadie Walsh. Make it 5 goal scorers for this team. Add another nickel to the merry-go-round. It's now 6-1 Michigan Tigers, and just kind of a waiting game here in the second half. Really, regardless of how far this team goes, certainly showing off all of their offensive firepower and everything they have to offer in this game today. But regardless of how these last couple of minutes go, looks like it'll be the team in white that'll be advancing onto the regional championships. And that one coming up next summer in June over in Kansas. In front, Tyndall right there, has it knocked away momentarily. And that'll do it. So the Michigan Tigers out of Ann Arbor, Michigan win this one 6-1. And they advance on. They will move on to the Midwest Regional Championships coming up in 2024 in Kansas. Again, our final score in this one today, 6-1. The Michigan Tigers able to pull it out. Multiple different players involved in the scoring today. Tatum Borton, Ayla Tyndall with 2 goals in this one today. The goal scoring leader for the Tigers, Kate Alumcal, Jade Thompson, Nada Dernica with an assist, Sadie Walsh with the other goal for the Tigers, and then the lone goal on the other end for Plymouth, Miley Skamira. That leads us to our final 6-1. Well, I wanted to say thank you to everybody who joined us here for game number 1 of 3 today from Brighton, Michigan. It's 6-1, our final score here in the 16U game. The 15U matchup coming up, that one at 11:30. And until that time, so long, everybody. Currently second place in league play is Cap City, 4-0-1 in that stretch, so they've yet to lose. 15 goals for, only 3 goals against, so it's been a great defensive stretch for this team. Revolution applying some good pressure, though, here early in this one. Currently 3 games back of MFA with a game in hand. These two teams, not the last time they'll face each other. Here's a chance in front. And a boot that'll go well over top of the goal. That was Sage Calago who was handling it in front. Got it tipped away, kicked out of bounds, and now a goal kick coming up here for Cap City. Avery Walthorn, by the way, in goal for Cap City. Now they'll make a charge back the other way. Lansing-based team draped in their black uniforms here today. Gray along the sides, white numbers on the back, gray bottoms. MFA Revolution, again based in Grand Rapids. A couple of familiar names on that roster, at least for me. I'm based out of Grand Rapids, done a lot of good teams around there. Here's another charge left side. Once again, Sage Calago has it tipped away. Sailor Stevens that time stepping up to knock it out of bounds. However, it will stay with the Revolution. They're draped in their white uniforms here today. Black numbers, black lettering, gray on the bottom. Still tipped out ahead. And out of bounds right in front of our broadcast. Broadcast being put in on those Sports Video USA. Big thank you to all those guys getting all the information together. It's been a collaborative effort to get a lot of these questionnaires filled out for all the coaches. Again, 6 total games on this field, 6 total games on the field over, so 24 total teams passing through this location between today and tomorrow. Goal kick here for the Revolution. As now Cap City will get the ball back. Stella Brecken in goal on the other end for the Revolution. We were chatting about this earlier. Fortunately, games today are inside. Here the rain consistently falling just above us on top of the dome here. It's been like that throughout the course of this weekend here in the state of Michigan. Actually saw some games being played outside. Here's a good chance up ahead. Revolution has numbers. It's a chop in front. Opportunity for a shot and a goal. Henley Slanger puts it in, and it's the first one of the game and a 1-0 lead. Deep cross into the box, got batted around a few times. Slanger was able to get her foot on it. Chipped it past the goaltender in Walthorn, and it's a 1-0 lead for the team in white. It's a good start for the Revolution in this one. Cap City will try to move it back the other way. Again, as we were talking about earlier, not the last time these two will face each other, although this one is important. Winner of this one moves on to the regional finals. Cap City looking to respond. Pass back to the other end. Sailor Stevens that time as they continue to move it back towards midfield. A chip out wide and a miscommunication will lead to a charge the other direction. Good move on the far side. These two teams set to play each other to conclude league play. That coming up on November the 12th. So if anything else, obviously you're looking to win this game, it being the Michigan State Cup final, very important for both of these two teams, just to get an opportunity to move on and continue playing, but more importantly, a chance for some good film for both of these two squads when you think about them concluding league play against each other coming up on that November the 12th. Not only that, but it's a game between two teams that are the top two in league play. MFA Revolution currently first in the league. Cap City, oddly enough, right behind them in second place. Good play along midfield, nice passing. Parents and spectators really loving that off to our right. Revolution fans stationed to the right, Cap City fans off to our left. There's a physical play. Stepping in defensively that time for the Revolution. Familiar name.
Yeah. Revolution's the white team, right? Or is that Cap City?
Cap City's black. Okay, cool. Gotcha. Thank you. Cap City's black. Here's a chip up ahead and an opportunity the other way, and it's sent wide. Lillian Murill that time just nearly missing the goal, and it keeps it a 1-0 game here for the Revolution. Charge the other direction. Sage Calago has that one kicked away towards midfield. Another chance for the Revolution. Good cross, knocked away. They get it back. Again chipped in front. Another opportunity. That time, Henley Slanger nearly found her second goal of the game. Instead, it stays 1-0. Talked a little bit about league play, though, for Cap City. On the other end for Revolution, they're also out of the National League Midwest Conference, again, Premier 2. Right now, first place in league play, 5-0-1. This is a team that's used a little bit more of their defensive presence to get where they are now in the State Cup. 17 goals after that first one in this game. 4 against to this point. Forwarded up ahead, received there. Cap City deploying a 4-3-3 holding formation. Both of these two teams obviously not afraid to go on the attack. Got the check with Patrick Doyle, George Monty a little bit earlier this week about this team. Cap City trying to level it. Chance for a cross in front, good defensive stand. That time it was number 21 stepping in front, Stella Brecken. Out of bounds, it'll stay with Cap City, but one of the things we ask always is, who are some of your standout players on the team? And when answering that question, pretty much listed off half the roster. Not just one good option, several good options on this Revolution squad. Ball back to Cap City towards midfield, picked off there and chipped up ahead. On the field right side, that'll go out of bounds. You can cross in front. It's okay. Yeah. Cap City retreating into their own defensive territory. Now chipping it out back in front. Of course, both of these two teams, impressive wins to get to this point. A little bit harder for Cap City. MFA Revolution hasn't allowed a goal over the stretch of their last two. Good leap. Snagged that time by Cap City's goaltender there in Avery Walthorn. She boots it out back towards midfield. But for the Revolution, a couple of shutout victories coming into this one. 4-0 shutout win in the quarterfinals over the Thundercats. Then got to the semifinals and put on a defensive clinic to win that game. 1-0 win over the Michigan Tigers, who, oddly enough, had their 16U team advance to the quarterfinals, or regional finals, that is, just a little bit earlier today.
You go in front. Yeah, you're good.
It's been a defensive showcase the last two games for the Revolution. On the other end for Cap City, tough game if you go all the way back to the quarterfinals. It's a team that could score a bunch if they need to. In front, chipped out left side, shot taken, save made. Henley Slanger looking for goal number 2. Luckily there, Avery Walthorn there to catch the pop-up. Rugby punts it back towards midfield. But for Cap City, you go back to the quarterfinals, won 5-4 over the Michigan Jaguars, so a shootout between those two. Not too often do you see 9 combined goals in a soccer game, but saw a game a little bit earlier, the Michigan Tigers putting up 6 goals in their 6-1 win, the 16U game to advance to the regional finals. Cap City winning the quarterfinal, won 5-4. Clutch late goals ended up carrying them to that one. What was a comeback victory for this team. And their semifinal result, much like the Revolution, a 1-0 near win over Nationals Tri-County to get to this point in the finals here today. Outstanding turnout, though, on both sides. Some people brought their chairs to sit in, right and left of us, but outside of that, it's standing room only. Left side, over towards the stands. Of course, one of the unique things about our soccer broadcast here, there are no stands in the dome. Just field level seating, so we're right up against the action here. And I got my hands on a couple of balls earlier today. Would be considered illegal if I was playing, but it's the reason why I'm not playing. Back towards midfield. Cap City trying to find some positive momentum. Right side, that ball goes rolling out of bounds. Of course, we were talking about this a little bit earlier. A lot of familiar names in the MFA Revolution team. One player I'm distinctly familiar with. First, this offensive opportunity. Cross, picked off. Cap City's been playing a lot of this game in their own defensive territory. This one's chipped ahead. Nearly a great opportunity, but intercepted well. Stepping up defensively that time for the Revolution, Iris Morgan getting in the way of that one, and now a goal kick that'll lob it out towards midfield again. But Mila Gortmaker, who I believe, and I don't have confirmation on this, but I believe is the younger sister of someone I've gotten a lot of FaceTime with broadcasting soccer over the years. Revolution trying to work it back towards midfield. These two teams relatively evenly matched. Of course, that early goal helping the Revolution in this one. It's always good to start off in front, but Mila Gortmaker, number 10 for this Revolution team, an attacker on this squad. I believe it's her older sister. Plays for the high school that I call games for back in Grand Rapids, Caledonia High School. Here's a lob ahead for Cap City. Lillianne Murill with it. Back towards the middle. Chipped away there. Cap City still trying to pass it around, right back to her. She'll try to cross it, she does. Lobbed into the middle, nobody there offensively. Deflects off the head of someone from Cap City, as now the Revolution will retain possession. Marley Kasuba. Good offensive opportunities for both of these two teams early in this one. Lobbed up ahead, out of bounds. It's back to the team wearing black and gray for this one, but Mila, I believe, and again, I could be wrong, could be a cousin, could be another relative, but I believe her sister Lily plays for Caledonia High School. It's the same team that I broadcast for back in Grand Rapids, and someone who was a part of a team that ended up making a run to the district title last year for the Scouts. But overall, just a really big soccer family. Of course, that Caledonia team has produced a couple of dynamite soccer players. This one out of bounds, it'll stay with the Revolution. Just last year produced a player that ended up going to play for Division I Kansas. Will be playing soccer for them this season. Of course, in general, Caledonia High School, just most Division I, or rather college commits last year, and what they've had in any other year previous. And of course, we talked about this already, but these soccer competitions, prime opportunity for college scouts to be able to come out and see what talent they have to potentially recruit. Opportunity for a cross, chipped away that time here for the Revolution. Defensively, they've been solid early on in this one. Received well, now back out towards midfield. But Mila trying to follow in the steps of her, again, assumed to be older sister, Lily, who actually made the varsity team as a sophomore. And of course, most of the players out here, freshmen in high school. Some of them could be sophomores. Overall, just a lot of good talent to go around. Towards the far sidelines, whistle blows on an aggressive play. That time Stella Oviat on defense gets the whistle against her, and a free kick here for Plymouth. Cap City will be looking for a lot of production. A couple standout players on this team. Already called her name a few times, Lillianne Murill. Someone that they're going to be relying on normally on the left side. All right. Right under my legs. But a lot of these players obviously deciding to play club over high school soccer, and you understand it. Traditionally speaking, a lot of these clubs have clauses in their contracts that will not allow you to play high school soccer, and that's something that's kind of new. And obviously, if you want an opportunity to be noticed by scouts, this is the perfect opportunity to do so. Down the field. Received well. Kicked out towards the far sidelines. Both teams kind of tiptoeing the far sideline. Lillianne Murill will be a big name to keep an eye out for. Already seen her get a few touches so far in this one. Now she's in the mix here. Tries to head it up ahead, but gets it taken away from her. Stella Brecken that time again on the defensive effort. Now far side. Alexandria Sharrow crosses it, and a good save. Stella Brecken had to go up and get that one, but pulls it in with two hands to keep it a 1-0 lead here for the Revolution. Ava Haynes will be another good name to keep an eye out for. Number 2, she's a midfielder for this Cap City team. Alexandria Sharrow, we already saw her on the offensive side that time. Normally a really good dynamite defender here for Cap City. The whistle blows, we'll get a substitution here. Sailor Stevens will check out. But a big thank you to everybody joining us for this 15U Soccer Michigan State Cup final between Cap City and MFA Revolution. Again, one more game coming up at 2:30 today. Of course, we were talking about both these two teams. It is a little unique that they're both in the same conference. Both in the same league, so they've obviously played against each other a lot. And it's talking about how it was first and second place. They're actually both tied for first. So not only does this game decide exactly who moves on to the regional final, it also decides who takes the lead in league play, with them being even. Neither of these two teams losing a game so far this year. This game has implications on multiple levels. Revolution trying to set something up. Moving it back towards their defensive end. Passing to this point for the Revolution's been really solid. Here's another chance potentially up ahead, maybe a little too strong. This one all the way to the goal. There to scoop it up, Stella Brecken. Just had to patiently wait on it, as now she sends it high back out towards midfield. We talked about some of the standout players for Cap City, but on the other end for Patrick Doyle and George Monty, very complimentary of a lot of their players. Talked a lot about the depth that this team has. Asked him to list some of the standout players for this squad, and again, just pretty much listed off half the roster. White, Owen, Shepard, Slanger, Post, Calago, Kasuba, that one out of bounds, a goal kick here for the Revolution. Morgan, Goatmaker, Castro, Brecken, Halfman, and Mulder.
You guys can walk out in front. You're good.
Sort of directing traffic back here. Both broadcasting and directing traffic. It's a busy day. We talked about the importance of depth, though, especially during that 16U game. Michigan Tigers against 6 goals in that one to advance to the regional. Don't expect the same result here in this one. But nonetheless, the Revolution kind of looking a lot like that team, though, with the amount of different pieces they can go to and the depth that they have, specifically on the offensive side. Part of the questionnaire, though, I thought was pretty interesting. Asking for any interesting facts about the teams. And I really have to love the interesting fact that Coach gave for this Revolution squad. Cap City trying to open things up. Lillian on the charge, can't get to that ball. Chip back out towards midfield. Battle for it far side, rolls out of bounds. Cap City ball. Right here at the midfield mark, we'll get a few more substitutions. But both Coach Doyle and Coach Monty talking about this team and highlights, facts. There's a lot of good things on here talking about a lot of potential college athletes. Most of them have made that their long-term goal, and it makes sense that they would want to continue playing on into the college level. But I think my favorite fact about this team is one of the oddities that they enjoy during and post-game. Pass up ahead, and the whistle blows. Catch number 13, Lillian Murill on the offsides. A little too anxious on that pass. Crosses behind the last defender. Play gets whistled dead, and what looked like the best offensive opportunity for Cap City will go away. Revolution get the ball back. They talked about how the team is actually comprised of a group of best friends who all enjoy Skittles as a sports snack. Got a bunch of Marshawn Lynches dressed in white today. Out of bounds, it'll stay with the Revolution. If you have anybody listening to this game who's not necessarily a football fan, Marshawn Lynch, Hall of Fame running back. Should be a Hall of Fame running back at least. It's something that he was known for. During halftime, anytime he was on the sidelines, he was always eating Skittles. Kind of began during his time in college at West Virginia and then continued on to his time in pro football. But apparently that's something the entire Revolution team loves. Never really saw Skittles as a sports snack, but hey, I mean, if it keeps the morale high, you got to do what you got to do. Booted out of bounds. Revolution will get the ball back here. Of course, several different players for this Revolution team attending NCAA ID events and other regional, national events, including ODP, U.S. Futsal State, regional, national players. Of course, one of the high points for this Revolution team that a lot of the coaches talked about was the team GPA across the board. And I know this is something that a lot of broadcasters will talk about, really a lot of smart players and academic achievements, and you might be wondering, well, what does that matter? Well, obviously IQ, something that is huge when it comes to sports. And when you have a team that's not only smart but on the same page, you get to see some of the results that we've seen from this Revolution team this year. Out of bounds, Cap City will get the ball back. This Revolution team, though, capturing 32 of the last 36 possible points. Long shot towards the goal and a good scoop. Stella Brecken got on top of it. But team has captured 32. Again, last 36 possible points, 2 ties, no losses in their last 16 contests. Good footwork. Crossing right, now crossing left and taking the shot. Stella Brecken, I believe. Saved at the goal and it's booted away. Deep drive. Cap City's been relying on a lot of these deep passes to put themselves in good positions. Here's a cross. What a grab! Stella Brecken lays out to catch that fastball, now kicks it away. And that came in hot off the foot. Alexandria Sharrow with an impressive cross, but an even better save on the other end. This one out of bounds. Kenley Slanger couldn't catch up to it. Now the action right in front of us. Parents getting into it. Physical play between both of these two teams. Of course, the game a little bit earlier today, 6-1 finish in that one. Not expecting nearly the same result here in this one. Revel will throw it in. Emerson Miller getting whistled on that one. Camilla White was battling for it, ended up knocking her over with the body, so it's back here to the Revolution. There's multiple different players that will take the set pieces here for the Revolution. Some teams certainly rely on a collection of players to take their set pieces. Not the same here with the Revolution. Free kick here at about the 3/4 mark. Players lined up in front of the goal. They'll try to cross one and get their second goal here in this first half. Deep cross. Bounces around, now deflects out wide as it scoots out of bounds. Cap City will retain possession. Here's a loft in towards goal, knocked down in front. Kind of an awkward bounce. Kenley Slanger, rather, with the opportunity. Avery Walthorne had to kind of play that one like a short hop in front of her. Knocked it down with her chest. Right back to Slanger. Who slings it in front. there a chance for another cross? No, losing the handle on it, Camille White. You can see Cap City's approach right now, try to turn this all-out offensive attack by the Revolution into points the other way. This one booted out of bounds. The photographer stops that one. All just kind of ping-ponging in between these two teams right now. Of course, it's been a little bit since these two have faced each other in the State Cup. Talked about how they're in the same league, so a lot of FaceTime between them during the regular season. The shot in front, another good save. Stella Brecken gets on top of it. Already a handful of saves here in this first half. That'll be the end of the first half. Relatively evenly matched squads. Revolution get their first goal within 5 minutes. It's a 1-0 lead. Okay. Brecken. Okay. No, you're good. Okay.